We are on chapter 21, page 163. And we are Umesh Chandra Sen. Okay? And as Durga told me, she said, we're getting very close to the end of the book. I'm going to find one about Swami Premananda that we will be reading. And I'll let you know as soon as I figure out which one it is. So today, Swami Subodhananda, and this is the reminiscence of Umesh Chandra Sen. In my student life, I had the opportunity to read the book Sri Ramakrishna Chart, The Life of Ramakrishna by Guru Das Barman. He told how Koka Maharaj, that's Subodhananda, had met the Master and how the Master had awakened his dormant spiritual power by touching his chest. This created a deep impression in my mind and attracted me to Koka Maharaj. Among the Master's disciples, I had the opportunity to see Swami Premananda first. In 1913, I was spending some free time in my village after taking my matriculation exams. It was then that Swami Premananda visited Kalma, which was the author's village. Afterwards, when I joined a college in Calcutta, I started visiting Bellarmine. There, Swami Premananda's love and compassion won me over completely. Koka Maharaj was staying outside West Bengal then. He did visit Bellarmine occasionally, but I didn't get the opportunity to talk to him at those times. In those days, I was extremely shy. Once, when Koka Maharaj was sitting in the visitor's room at Bellarmine and I was standing outside, he called out to me saying, "Hello, come here." When I went inside, he gave me sweet pudding to eat from a plate. I wasn't acquainted with him at that time. And to tell the truth, I was so much attracted to Swami Premananda in those days that I didn't feel the urge to talk to any other monk. From the time that Mahapurush Maharaj became the president of the order, Koka Maharaj often stayed at Bellarmine. I often tried to talk to him. Many times I stood by his side after making pranams to him, but he wouldn't talk to me. Once, when he seemed to be in a good mood, I went and made pranams to him. He said, "Do you know Mahapurush Maharaj? He is the president of the order. Go and talk to him." I took this to mean that Koka Maharaj didn't want to talk to me. Koka Maharaj visited Kalma during the summer in 1925. I was then spending my summer holidays there. When I went and made pranams to him, he said, "Your face looks familiar." I often visit Bellarmine when I'm staying in Kolkata. I said, "You might have seen me there." Koka Maharaj stayed at Kalma for a week on this occasion, so I got the opportunity to talk to him often. Encouraged by one of my family members one day, I invited Maharaj to have lunch at our house. He accepted the invitation. Afterwards, I heard that he had said to a resident of Kalma about me, "He is a good boy. I would like to visit his home." My home was about 20 minutes' walk from the place where Maharaj was staying, but I didn't want to make him walk all the way. I searched for a palanquin, but none was available. I finally brought him to my home in a boat. But because the boat followed a roundabout route, it took us 40 minutes to reach our destination. Also, I didn't know that he felt uncomfortable riding in a boat. I think some of you will remember he wasn't going to go to Dhaka because there were too many rivers to cross. Afterwards, he said, "What was the need of hiring a boat? I could have gone on foot." While returning, he walked the whole distance. How unattached he was can be known from the following incident. Among the items we offered him to eat was a banana. Maharaj put it aside. Noticing this, my mother said to Maharaj, "Why have you put the banana aside? Please eat it." Maharaj then picked up the banana and broke it in two to eat it. But I told my mother, "Please let Maharaj eat the way he wants." As soon as I said this, Maharaj put the banana back where it was. After eating, Maharaj went to take rest. I began to fan him while he was lying down, but he said, "There's no need to fan me. It will be better if you can prepare a smoke for me." In the afternoon, Maharaj left his room and sat outside under a tree. Some neighbors came to meet him. The devotee narrated to me the following incident that happened at the Ramakrishna ashram in Kalma. Koka Maharaj was then staying at this ashram, and he would spend his afternoon sitting under a mango tree located on the ashrama campus. Maharaj noticed that a pumpkin creeper had entwined itself around the tree. He said to the secretary of the ashram, "This creeper will destroy the mango tree." "Doesn't really matter," said the secretary. "The mangoes of this tree are very sour." At this, Koka Maharaj said, "But it's such a beautiful tree and gives such a nice shade." While saying this, he looked at the tree with great affection. Sometime after this, it was found that the mangoes from that tree were no longer sour. Koka Maharaj also visited places like Dhaka, Narayanganj, Baliyati, and Sangargaon on this trip. But afterwards his health broke down. When he became very ill, arrangements were made for him to stay in a room adjoining the library at Bellarmont. Those who served him spent their nights in the library. Once, while I was doing japa there, I suddenly felt a kind of elation. Later, when I was trying to find out what might have caused it, I came to know that Koka Maharaj had entered the room at the same time. Once, when I went to meet him before leaving for my village to spend my holidays there, he said to me, "I wish I could go with you. There's such a nice pond near the Kalma ashram, and it gets such a nice breeze." Now we're going to be reading the letters. Those of you that have the book, there's a lovely picture of Koka Maharaj. Looks like he's a little older, but not too old. Okay, he's in Kashi, 11 January 1916. Dear Srimati A. Bala, received your letter yesterday and got all the news. I can't express my sorrow in words. Nobody knew that such a calamity would occur so suddenly. Each person here who heard the news felt very bad. The Master has taken him away, but now he is in peace. There is no suffering and sorrow where he is now. Know for sure that an ocean of bliss awaits all those who have taken refuge with the Master. Mother, please don't lose your composure during this difficult period. It is all the Master's will. I feel that if someone suffers greatly and is made grieved, the Master soon grants him mental peace. Parents sometimes scold and even beat their small children, but when the children start crying, they take them in their lap and console them. If you have to weep, weep before the Master. He will give you peace. He will give you whatever you ask for. By his grace, the impossible becomes possible. You know how affectionate Holy Mother, Rakal Maharaj, and the other monks are toward you. My health is all right now. Everyone here wants me to spend the winter in Kashi. They are saying that living in this part of the country may rid me of malaria, which has made me suffer very much. How is your health? Please accept my love and best wishes. Your well-wisher, Subodhananda. Ranchi, 1916. Dear Srimati A. Bala, I was very glad to receive your detailed and affectionate letter. You have expressed sorrow because I didn't write you a long letter last time. Please realize that the length of my letter doesn't matter. It is sincere love which counts, because that has no end. I have been in Ranchi for the past 4 months or so. I'm keeping in good health. Swamiji's birthday will be celebrated here by a small number of devotees. After Swamiji's birthday, I plan to go to Vaidyanath. You have asked me about the evening rituals. Follow what Holy Mother has told you in this regard. But whatever you do, you have to do with faith. Whatever is to be achieved will be achieved that way alone. Go on doing worship and japa as you have been doing. Don't make your mind restless needlessly. You have written that you often remember me. Know that this is just because you love me. You have asked me to write to you a lot of things about the Master. Well, what new thing about him can I tell you? Read whatever books you have about him whenever you find time. If you can't understand anything, ask someone to explain it to you. When a child wants something, he asks his mother for it. If his mother doesn't satisfy his demand, he starts crying. In the end, the mother has to yield. Know the Master to be like your mother. He is your very own. Cry to him and demand that he reveal himself to you. We should love the Master as intensely as a miser loves his wealth. How much people weep for money and things of the world. Who weeps for God in the same way? Read books like The Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna and Sri Ramakrishna, the Great Master. You will learn many new things, and your time will also be well spent. Accept my love and best wishes. Your well-wisher, Subodhananda. Kashi, March 1916. Dear Srimati A. Bala, I received your letter yesterday, and am glad to know that you are keeping good health. Holy Mother is now in Jairambati. I have heard that Rakhal Maharaj will be going to Puri soon. Know for sure that the Master's name can cut asunder the fetters of death. Will it not help you to get rid of your harmful desires? I am confident that your mind will certainly turn towards the better. Mix only with those who don't want anything from you in return. Keep a safe distance from everyone else. I pray to the Master that he may grant you peace of mind. Don't delay in replying to this letter. Your well-wisher, Subodhananda. Now that was March. 8 September 1916. Dear Srimati A., why have you written in such a sorrowful tone? If you have to cry, cry to the Master. By that you will attain peace, both in this as well as the next world. Since the day you received the Master's name, know that the Master has blessed you, so be blissful and not sorrowful. I still remember the love and affection you showered upon me, and also remember how much trouble I gave you all, how much I made you cry when I left. Try to keep your mind on the Master alone. Read, hear, and talk only about him. Your sister and Kay stay with you. Therefore, you all can read books about the Master. If you can't understand anything, please ask someone to explain it to you. You have written that you are afraid that I will forget you all. No, this know this to be quite impossible. I may go to Ranchi on the next Wednesday or Friday. Please accept my heartfelt love and best wishes. Your well-wisher, Subodhananda. Dear Sri S., but not as the last name. The Master used to say that before we break the jackfruit open, we should rub our hands with oil so that its sticky milk will not smear them. The householder should perform his duties holding on to God. Whenever you find time from your office work, keep yourself always busy in reading spiritual books and in holy conversation. Also encourage the female members of your family to do the same. If you read such books with them, they will come to know about these things, and you will also be benefited. I pray to the Master to give you the strength to realize those spiritual truths which you have read about. Accept my heartfelt love and best wishes. Your well-wisher, Subodhananda. Ranchi, 12 September 1916. Dear Srimati A., you have written many things out of emotion. It was not necessary to write all that. You are like my daughter, and I have great affection for you. I did not mind anything you said at that time, and will not do so in the future. Know this for sure. When a king plans to visit the home of any of his subjects, he sends there his furniture and other items of daily use beforehand. Otherwise, how can his poor subject arrange for all these things? Similarly, before the Master takes his place in the heart of his devotees, he fills their hearts with devotion, faith, and love. Be busy only with good thoughts and good conversation throughout the day. Every day after you finish your daily duties, read those books that help you remember God. It does not matter if a farmer plants the seed upright or upside down. It will sprout all the same. Similarly, in whatever way you take God's name, it will certainly bear fruit. The great saint Tulsidas has said that even though a cow does many activities like eating grass and so on, its mind is fixed on its newborn calf. Similarly, even though you have to be busy with many activities, your mind should be fixed on God. Accept my heartfelt love and best wishes, and convey the same to others also. Your well-wisher, Subodhananda. Okay. Ranchi, 21 September 1916. Dear Srimati A., you have written that you get peace from reading my letters. Know that this is so because of your own good qualities. You like reading my letters only because you have great love and affection for me. When the Master has been kind enough to bring his devotees to your home, know for sure that he has taken all responsibility for you. Now be at ease and engage yourself in reading and thinking only about him. Whenever you wish to know anything, ask the Master, and he will give you the necessary knowledge somehow. You have written about sin, but if anyone has heard the name of the Master even once, how can he remain a sinner? Whatever falls in the fire becomes fire. You have not yet understood the greatness of the Master. So many people in Europe, America, and other countries are calling on him and attaining peace thereby. Many more such things will happen in the future. Accept my heartfelt love and best wishes. Your well-wisher, Subodhananda. And I think we'll stop there. It's 5:30. It's a little short because I was late. Okay. This Saturday, Swami Sarvadevananda will be here, and he will give his class on the Bhagavad Gita at 5 o'clock. Then at 11 o'clock Sunday morning, he will give the lecture, Ramakrishna Shiva. And did you notice that a lot of our lectures seem to be about Shiva? That's because Shivaratri is coming up. It will be on February 15th, February 18th, starting at 6 p.m. So it will be in person and I think on Zoom and YouTube. But this weekend will be Swami Sarvadevananda. And as I say, the Gita class at 5 on Saturday and the lecture at 11 on Sunday. Then we'll read, next Wednesday, the 8th, we'll read Subodhananda again if I don't lose the book in my room. And Saturday, the 11th, we'll be reading the Gospel of Holy Mother. No, the Gospel of Ramakrishna. Okay. Any questions about what we read today? Okay. Everyone stay healthy, and we'll see you next week. Or we'll see you next week. Okay. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Panamastu. We'll see you.
Thank you.
Lito? Yes. Lito and Dottie, I hope you're staying healthy. And Diane, Subhadra, you look really well. That's good. John, I've seen you lately. Okay.
You have to mention Snowy, she'll be offended.
No, Snowy's never offended. Snowy's like God, has no ego at all, just loves everyone.
Oh.
So I'm hoping she'll share her pure soul with me.
Yes.
I need it.
Shobha, it's good to have you with us. So we'll see you next week.